Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Dr. Patricia Cavzino will talk about CDER priority, modernization of the new drugs, talk about the commitment, the importance of quality. And then my immediate supervisor, my boss, my culture, discussed the OPQ priority, OPQ cognization, and it emphasizes significance of the patients. It discussed the full program for the today and tomorrow symposium. So my talks cover the first portion of the program, which is manufacturing and application assessment. The title given to me is application, the quality assessment of different application types include BLAs, NDAs, and ANDAs. The learning objective is understanding the quality assessment needs of the application, different application type, BLAs, NDAs, ANDAs, and they describe the integrated quality assessment, specifically integration of different assessment functions, integration of the assessment and inspections. I'm going to give you a high-level overview, and this afternoon, and this morning, and tomorrow, we'll continue to elaborate a specific program, specific initiatives, specific assessment, and inspection as well. Specifically, in the BLA program, the goal of the BLA or NDAs is to provide enough information to permit FDA assessor to reach the following key decisions: safe and effective, labeling appropriate, and whether method is used in manufacturing for drugs and biologics or control used in the manufacturing are adequate to preserve the drug or biologic identity, strength, quality, and purity. So this is for new or my biological drug application. For the generic drug application, the generic drug product is defined as the one that is comparable to innovative product in dosage form, strength, route administration, quality performance, and characteristics as intended use. Specifically, in the generic drug application assessment, we specifically emphasize the pharmaceutical equivalence, also bioequivalence. The pharmaceutical equivalence specifically means the same active ingredients, same dosage form, same route administration, identical in strength and concentration, meet compendial or applicable standards, may differ in characteristics such as shape, excipients, and package. This is specifically for generic drug application. So what happens for biosimilar? Biosimilarity means that biological product is highly similar to the reference product, notwithstanding minor difference in clinically active components. There's minor or no difference in clinical performance. So if you look at the requirement for the BLA applications, specifically has to be similar to biosimilar product, has to be the same route administration, dosage form, strength as a reference product, is a manufacturing process and package or hold in a facility that meet the standards designed to ensure biologic product is continuous to be safe and pure and potent. So if you look at expectation or requirement for NDAs, BLAs, and ANDA, you see that certainly those products has to be safe and effective. But one of the common characteristics among all these approved applications or all the application types, whether the BLAs, whether ANDAs or NDAs, there has to be high quality assessment involved. The quality is underpinning of a safety and efficacy. And our quality assessment is a critical component for application approval at the FDA, whether it's a BLA program, whether it's a biosimilar program, whether it's an NDA program, whether it's a generic program. So all application type, as long as you submit to FDA in order to market in the United States, ladies and gentlemen, you have to deal with an office called Office of Pharmaceutical Quality, whether you like or not. Okay? Certainly, as Mike can see, we are incredibly nice. So one of the things I want to convey in application assessment is not just manufacturing, it is FDA's job to set quality standards. It is your job to meet the standards, ensure the marketing product continue to be safe, effective, and it's also specifically high quality. I want to emphasize that when FDA set standards, we emphasize patient-centric quality standards. We are moving away from the process capability-based standards. So that specific definition related to patient-centric standards is defined as a set of criteria and acceptance ranges to which drug products should conform in order to deliver theoretical benefit indicated in the label. We believe that patient-centric quality standards can increase the flexibility within pharmaceutical manufacturing sector while maintaining quality by establishing acceptable standards based on clinical performance instead of process capability or manufacturing process control. And we believe that certainly the patient-centric quality standards avoid under or over discriminating specification, both of which could be contrary to patient needs and interests. I want to give you a specific example which have been done by OPQ, specifically by our Office of Quality Standards, which is Ashley's office, because she's going to give a talk this morning as well. Specifically, we issued a guidance on dissolution. In this dissolution guidance, we specifically defined for highly soluble drug, whether it's polypermeable or the highly permeable doesn't matter. It's as long as highly soluble, immediately release dosage form, we have very unified standards across board for all immediately release dosage form. Whether it's for your perfect meat or your buried meat is for highly soluble drugs, a single point dissolution specification of Q equals 80 in 30%. This is because we believe scientific evidence shows that as long as you meet those standards, the in vivo equivalence, or specifically by equivalence, could be achieved. So we are making progress in our standard setting, move into the clinical or clinically performance standards or patient-centric standards. We also made a significant progress in impurity specification. That we issued a map. I really want to thank our policy office for the tremendous accomplishment. We have been working on for many, many years. Eventually, we have a map is based on clinical performance, based on safety of impurity. So I want to read it through so you understand what do we exactly mean. For a specified impurity, with a proposal acceptance criteria not more than qualification threshold, absent other information to support neither for lower limits, a proposal acceptance criteria up to ISH, Q3AR, or Q3BR qualification standards is generally acceptable. This statement has significant implications. Because the reason why, because the most common, we call it deficiency or information request in the generic approval program is the impurity. This map really set us FDA or Office of Pharmaceutical Quality in the same standards apply to the new drugs, to the generic drugs, achieve the consistency between new generic program, parity of a new and generic program. So this is just to give you two specific examples, the progress we have made since OPQ stood up 2015. I know nowadays we do not talk about quality by design, but I want to emphasize at least 3 slides to show you that quality by design continues a significant principle, important concept. We continue to encourage the industry to use the quality by design approach to design the product, to design manufacturing process, so ensure the higher quality of product as you should, because otherwise you have to do a lot of the modification changes later on after approval we believe the quality design approach is the right approach. We believe quality design approach is essential to ensure the quality in the marketplace. So I want to encourage continue to industry and use the quality design approach to design product, to design the quality product and the base and the manufacturing as well. So this is the ICHQ to 8R. If you want to find more information, myself and my colleagues from FDA published 2 papers related to the clinical performance, the criteria, understanding the quality design, understanding of the manufacturing process, and specifically important and define the control strategy for the control for the product or manufacturing. So one of the important things I want to continue my talk is that in the application assessment, and if you look at the Office of Pharmaceutical Quality, most our reviewers called chemists or assessors called chemists. But if you use how much involved in our quality assessment, specifically involved drug substance, it specifically involved drug product, specifically involved manufacturing, specifically involved biopharmaceuticals, if for solid oral product for biopharmaceuticals. So if you before OPQ formation, we typically have one chemist assess the drug substance, assess the drug product, assess the manufacturing as well. This is certainly incredible difficult task, because if you think about knowledge required to assess those applications, typically drug substance require deep knowledge in organic chemistry for small molecules. Typically for formulation science, they need involved in drug product. Typically manufacturing need involved truly engineering type. Of course, biopharmaceutics need involved pharmacokinetics and biopharmaceutics. So it's unrealistic, it's impossible to 1 or 2 chemists to review everything to provide comprehensive assessment of your application. So therefore, we begin to explore the possibility how we can do better in way back about 7 or 8 years ago. Specifically, I would say December 22nd of 2012, and when we discussed in the afternoon, we come up with the idea that FDA should adopt team-based approach. In other words, we need to emphasize expertise in drug substance, expertise in drug products, expertise in manufacturing, inspection, and expertise in biopharmaceutics. I know my culture talked about the inspection part. Certainly inspections, the CDER is not leading, but the CDER is participating in inspection. And also, during this team-based approach, we invite, in many cases, our investigative part of our team be discussing the overall your application, the application assessment. So specifically, we developed it now called the name Integrated Quality Assessment, which include drug substance expertise, which includes drug product experts, manufacturing, and biopharmaceutics. In the manufacturing, we have inspection expertise involved. Inspection experts involved as well. And for each application, we have application technical leads, and we have a process leads. We call the application leads called ATL, and the business process manager called the process lead called EPM. So certainly, when one person working whole application, you have no team-based approach. There's no collaboration because yourself involved. When you have multiple involved, the challenge is collaboration. That's why our strategic priority, as Mike talked to you, one of the collaboration is critical for the application assessment. Ensure this our assessor from different disciplines, whether drug substance, product, manufacturing, and biopharmaceutics, they collaborate to provide comprehensive, high quality assessment of the application. So but there's many advantages with this approach, which is specifically talk about collaboration and communication, which is part of our strategic priority, and assure the application of uniform standards and promote consistent regulatory approaches. In integration of a quality assessment with the inspection results, resulting more informed decision making of the facility acceptance application approvability. So with this integrated quality assessment, or use acronym called IQA, we integrate our different disciplines to provide high quality assessment of your application. We did not stop here. We are further to see what can we do better, because one of the significant issues we face is a collaboration between our review office, which is specifically CDER's office or Office of Pharmaceutical Quality, and our investigators office, which is Office Regulatory Affairs. Which is Office Regulatory Affairs, and also significantly involved called application inspection related to a specific way called the pre-approval inspection or post-approval inspection. While IQA integrate internally within OPQ with a different discipline, we do want to integrate the CDER's function, which is application assessment, and our OI's function, which is a facility inspection as well. So this is why in 2017, after significant effort with a team from OIA, from CDER, we're working together. We issued a concept called the FDA Concept of Operation for Facility Evaluation and Inspection for Human Drugs. I believe a specific accomplishment is that this concept of operation, which we implement now, is integrate the application assessment function and the investigator's investigation, so that truly information related to specific application, whether it's from your application packages or from on-site inspection, truly integrate, provide high quality assessment and the probability of application. So this is a significant achievement additional to initial implementation of the integrated quality assessment. We have many decision makers raising chart based on my captures, suggestions. Specifically, this diagram shows you the integration for application assessment. We do have the surveillance inspection and the forecasting inspection as well. With significant development, we receive many positive comments from you, from the industry. This specifically is in the PDUFA, GDUFA, the SUFA, those programs, we have timelines. We have a 10 months, 12 months, 4 months, or 6 months timeline, depending on the application type. But investigation, which is we conduct inspection, there's no specific timelines. So this concept of operation will introduce timeline into this. This is what we call it. We have for surveillance inspection, we have a 90 days letter, which after inspection, post-application, in 90 days, you will receive a letter from FDA who tells you whether your facility is acceptable, you have some volunteer action, or not acceptable. So this diagram shows how CDER's review the assessment function versus OI's inspection function working together, truly working as a team, would provide high quality assessment of application. So there's many benefits related to the concept operation benefit, related to the formalized streamlined facility, efficiency, transparency, alignment, operation capacity, and also the enhanced quality, enhanced access to facility, and regulatory decision making. So lastly, one of the things I have to mention about integration into the different discipline, manufacturing assessment, integration of manufacturing, the assessment, and the inspection will continue to be elaborated in Mahesh's talk. I believe there are many other, Allison's talk and many other talks to follow up, but provide more details about how integration works, how integration of the application assessment and the facility inspection. One of the things I want to very briefly mention within my time is to talk about a brand new initiative, which is called the Knowledge-Aided Assessment and the Structural Application Initiative. This is a very important initiative for us as well. Because when we talk about integrated quality assessment, which is pretty much focused on the assessment, which is pretty much focused on the process, which focuses on the process, which focuses on how different disciplines collaborate, whether drug substance, drug product, manufacturing, biopharmaceutics, how the assessment, application, inspection integrate or collaborate. It's so pretty much integrated quality assessment, in my view, is a process-driven process. But does that not involve assessment? How we improve assessment? How we improve our assessment? How we take advantage of the advanced information technology? So that's why we come up with so-called the knowledge-added assessment and instruction application and everything. So why is this important? I have to say, 20 years ago, one of the reasons I joined the FDA is because I'm a mathematical modeler. Some of you may have read my mathematical model paper. As a modeler, one of the key components you need a lot of data. Of course, when I was working in the Glaxo and Pfizer, I would imagine FDA has all the data because why? You submit all the applications to the FDA, right? So therefore, in 1999, I joined the FDA. FDA doesn't have all the data, except that they put all the basement in paper copies. Okay, it will take a long time to figure out all the. You have to go through page by page in order to find the information you wanted. So there, yes, do we have the data? Absolutely. Is it retrievable? Takes forever. So I did hire a number of postdocs go through the dig some information out in order to search data. But this is certainly not an ideal way. So 2017, 2016, we became electronic. Actually, earlier 15 years ago, we became electronic. So if you ask me, FDA has data. Yes, of course, FDA does have data. But they all are archived in the PDF file. It's not searchable. So therefore, if it's not searchable, it's have a limited use because you have to rely on our assessor's memory to remember with this application I did it 10 years ago, blah, blah, blah. So this certainly is not an ideal situation. If you look at it in the current information technology, almost everything you can search with Google technology. For example, if you find one of the Lawrence used paper, you just Google. It's so easy. You find every piece of information. It's all digitalized. But in our FDA's, our assessment is still continue PPA file. So one of the key is how we enhance our knowledge management, how we can do better. So one of the idea will come up as utilize advanced technology, come up with knowledge-aided assessment. So all the information in the future will be structured, will be digitalized, so they'll be searchable, will be available at our fingertips of our assessors. I tell you that we have an initial assessment completed for generic program for product assessment, went through the pilot, went through the initial assessment, and also the process of the manufacturing area. Our reviewers love it. In fact, some of you probably, it's like a no-brainer, so simple. Yes, it's so convenient. For example, I specifically want to give an example. Facility address. With the globalization, we have a facility address in the United States. We have a very clear, for example, this Baltimore in this morning, I put in Google 7777 Baltimore Avenue. So College Park, you come here. Now, if you're looking foreign countries, remember we have a significant number of applications from foreign countries. Okay, they do not follow the common sense which you see normally. When you retrieve those addresses, type it manually, you know what happened? Either spelling wrong or something wrong. And one of the things I tell you, if you look at my face, the reason I adopted Lawrence Hughes because my original spelling, which is Xunjiang, nobody even can spell it. Okay? So therefore, those information ought to be electronic. We have a simple design implement within FDA is that some of our reviewers have, which is IT savvy, simply read 356, the form adopted the simple address, facility address into our assessment document, which is pretty much takes 5 seconds, you finish it. Without error, it's beautiful. For just this amount of your handwriting, hand typing, do you know how long it takes? At least 20 to 30 minutes, because each application involves 7 facilities or even more. And most likely they will be wrong. You have to eye check. So therefore, this simple term is a really great facility or assessment. I know Jeff is going to give you more details this afternoon to talk about facility park and knowledge assessment. So one of the goals for us is the future quality. And Mike and myself published paper 6 months ago because our patients deserve higher quality medication. And we have a role to play. So I want to give you some challenging questions in order for you to get credit. The following applications do not require quality assessment. New drug application, biological application, generic drug application, biosimilar application, none of the above. What is the correct answer? I know. As long as you listen, you know the answer. The answer is E, none of the above. Every single application involves new drug, biological applications, require, if there is approval, require the quality assessment. So integrated quality assessment includes drug substance, drug product, manufacturing, biopharmaceutical, if applicable, all of the above. Of course, answer is E again. Thank you very much. You're listening. Wow, really great.